Welcome back, everybody. It's another beautiful day. We got a little bit of rain, but it's nothing crazy. I'm not tripping about it today. I do want to really quickly say thank you guys for all your guys' support. You guys are like awesome with the comments and the likes and subscribing and everything. It's awesome. I really appreciate it. Today we're going to talk about how to be confident on your motorcycle, right? So especially if you're a beginner rider or you're going to be on your first ride, these are some really important tips to make you feel confident, and you really want to be confident on that first ride because that's where you start, that's where you learn the most. So I'm going to get straight into it. The first tip that you guys need is to suit up. You're going to feel a lot more comfortable if you know that if you were to go down in worst case scenario, your body's going to be protected. That means your helmet, your gloves, some kind of upper protection, over the ankle boots, and some good jeans. Now I understand that beginning, before you even start riding motorcycles, you don't want to spend all this money getting your gear just to buy a motorcycle and you don't even like it. Then you spent all this money and you don't even enjoy riding. So a motorcycle helmet, some gloves, and maybe a motorcycle jacket are the things that the gear that you should buy before you really get on a motorcycle. I absolutely do not recommend not wearing a helmet. You're gonna feel a lot more comfortable if you know that if you were to go down, you'd be safe. Your body would not be all, you wouldn't have rashes all over you. Your head would be intact. Because these helmets, as long as they're CE certified and Snell certified, they're going to protect you in the worst case scenario. There are a lot of motorcycle helmet companies out there that skimp out on certain certifications. You do not want to go with those. I have another video talking about gear, but just some brands you want to look out for as a beginner would be Shoei, AGV, and Bell. You also want to make sure that your gloves have the CE certification on them. Most street gloves will, and you want to make sure that they do because they are tested for the abrasiveness of the road. My next tip is to, when you are on the bike and it is turned off, you want to sit on the bike and get comfortable with it. You want to feel the weight, you want to shift your weight around, kind of tilt the bike a little bit. You want to mess with your control panel, your switches, your signals, pull your clutch in and out, pull your front handbrake, step on the rear brake, get comfortable kicking up the kickstand and then kicking it back down and laying the bike down. If your bike allows you to shift while the bike is turned off, practice your shifting and just get comfortable with the bike when it's off, so that you're not doing your comfortable so that you're not getting comfortable while you're on the road, which can be dangerous. My third tip is to keep in mind what is always in your control. You are in control of this bike, so don't go out riding until you know how this works. Don't be out on streets and highways until you genuinely know how to use your clutch and your throttle, until you know how to brake. Keep in mind that if you ever come into an emergency, like this car slams on their brakes, I can always pull the clutch in and it cuts off power to the bike, just like that. And I can pull in my brake, I can do whatever I gotta do. Keep in mind what is always in your control because the other drivers are not. The road is not in your control. There might be a pothole coming up, so you gotta practice your swerves. Keep in mind that these drivers do not see you while you're on the road. Almost a year ago, I got in a motorcycle accident. I was going down the highway and there was an exit to a McDonald's. And the lady started pulling out. I saw her starting to creep out into the road. And I was thinking, okay, surely she's gonna stop. I'm going about 45 miles an hour. And sure enough, she did not stop. My bike went directly to her car. I slid on the asphalt. Thankfully, I'm okay. Now, they did pay for me a new bike and all. They did pay for my, they gave me some money for sure, which is cool. But you don't want that to happen to you. My fourth tip is to genuinely just believe in your capabilities. After you've practiced a little bit shifting and, getting a feel of the weight of the bike, you should have a little bit more confidence in yourself than you did previously. So just believe in yourself and know that, keep in mind what you can control. Pull in that clutch if you have to come to a complete stop or in case of an emergency. On a motorcycle, you gotta be completely situationally aware. at all times. You gotta know what's going on in front of you, behind you, what's going on the sides of you, because it's a lot more dangerous to ride a motorcycle than it is to drive a car. So just believe in your capabilities, and just believing in yourself that you can really do something will completely boost your confidence. It happened with me when I bought a Harley Sportster 1200. That is a large bike for a little guy like me, you know what I'm saying? It's a 1200cc engine, and I was going from a Grom. So go from a 125cc, go up 1,000 cc's, 1,075 cc's up is what I went to. And that's a huge jump for an engine. And I really just had to tell myself, you know, to believe in myself. I followed all these tips when I got from a Grom to a Sportster 1200. My fifth tip is super important. My fifth tip is to, when you are on the bike, you've got your gear on, you've practiced with the bike off, you know what's in your control, and you believe in yourself and your capabilities. The final thing you need to do before you are confident on your ride is to turn on the bike. Of course, have it in neutral. Give it some revs. Kick the kickstand up. Feel the weight of the bike. And start practicing your slow speed maneuvers with your friction control. Practice, you know, your power walks, letting out the clutch. Get comfortable slowly letting out that clutch. Now, a lot of people, when they're teaching people how to ride a motorcycle or something with a clutch, they tell them that they need to give it a little bit of gas with the clutch. That's not necessarily true. If you are on a bike and you're in first gear at a stop, if you just slowly let out of the clutch, the bike will eventually let itself go. You can fully let out of that clutch without giving it any gas. Practice letting out of your clutch. Practice slowly letting out of your clutch and then pulling your front brake, just like this. Like, pop your front brake and watch the bike pop down. An extremely important thing to do before you even ride a bike on a street is take your MSF course. It's the easiest way to get your motorcycle endorsement on your license. Take the MSF course. It's a 2-day course. It's very fun. I enjoyed it. It's very easy, and it's pretty affordable for what you get. You get a lot of training in 2 days for about $300. With that being said, guys, I hope you guys like the tips that I have. Give me any other tips that you guys have, any other suggestions. I appreciate you guys' support on the videos. It's been very outstanding, overwhelming. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next video.